What's up, RPG fans? Welcome to episode 36 of the Switch RPG podcast. I am one of your hosts, Philip, and I'm joined, as always, by the voice of the people, Gio.
What's up? That's all you get.
What's up, voice?
The voice. I'm just a voice behind
Just
the mic.
voice. And joined once again from RPG Reruns himself, Corey.
How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Doing very
Doing
nice.
great.
Very
Doing
nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time listening to our show, welcome. We want to let you know that this is the official podcast from the website SwitchRPG.com that brings you all of the exciting news, upcoming game releases, and the latest in the world of RPGs on the Nintendo Switch platform, as well as some of the other platforms. This week, we've got some great upcoming games. We've got some news about some other games. We've got some delays. We've got some party times. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with our anticipated list of 2019. And our challenge this week is to make the news segment less than an hour long.
Oh, forget it. I'm gonna take out I gotta take out 10 articles. Sorry, we'll just take them all out. Anyone that I added, just remove it. Just remove it.
And just as a reminder, this week, this is my last episode on the show.
Thank God.
So I'm gonna try to get through it.
We can do it.
No misty eyes tonight.
No misty eyes.
All right.
We
Little
already did
misty
that. We already
eyes.
had that.
Yeah,
we already
we
did
already
the
had that.
misty
All
eye
right.
thing.
I'm
I actually
not gonna misty eyed at the second.
I flew down to see Phil, cried on his shoulder a little bit, flew back up, and we're all good. We're all good.
I shed a single tear, and it filled the Rio Grande.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So now it
single
doesn't have
tear.
to rain. It doesn't have to rain in Texas for a year now.
We're good.
Let's dive into the news. We got some good stuff this week. Let's start it off with everybody's favorite game. Actually, a lot of people are probably tired of talking about it. But anyway, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe Perfect Edition of all time.
Never heard of it. No idea.
Oh, dear. All right. Anyway, let's head over to Polygon and talk about some rumored new DLC characters, because we don't have confirmation of all of them, right?
No.
We know that Joker's going to be there. We know that Piranha Plant's going to be there, but there are some still out in the wild that we don't know. But possibly we have some direction thanks to our best friends, the data miners. So after doing some data mining, some folks have found some very interesting finds when it comes to file names, specifically file names for fighters that you can't really match up with fighters that are in the game.
Right.
So first off, we've got one that is called Fighter Kind Brave. And what people are theorizing here is that this is actually Erdrick, the famous hero from the Dragon Quest series, specifically the main protagonist in Dragon Quest 3 or Dragon Warrior 3, if you're of that ilk.
Of that ilk.
But from Dragon Quest 3. So since this is an RPG show, I think that that's a great theory, and if you're a fan of the Dragon Quest series, this is huge for you.
Certainly, yeah. And that would actually be two characters from RPGs. We got Joker, Persona 5, and then potentially this one.
And so you know what that means is that not only are we going to get Persona games over to the Switch, we're going to get all the other Dragon Quest games that we can't ever play ported over to the Switch as well. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed.
Confirmed. You heard it here again. Man, we just love to break news here. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like if they started to, they've delayed Dragon Quest 11 way too much. So they're just gonna start from Dragon Warriors or whatever 3 and just move on and just bring them all over. Why not, right?
To provide just some slight, possibly, accreditation here to the rumor. Um, this is, like I said, this rundown's coming from Polygon. So I'm just going to read a little bit here. And this says that Erdrick belongs to Dragon Quest's hero class, which is called Yusha in Japanese. And Yusha not only stands for hero, it also can mean brave. So they're thinking maybe that's where the code name is coming in. And then also in addition to possibly Erdrick from Dragon Quest 3, it says that it could Brave could be two other people. That could be Paku. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No. In addition to Brave, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In addition to Brave, we have the code name Paku, which lightly is short for Piranha Plant's Japanese name, Paku Flower, and then Jack, which could refer to the mascot of Atlas's Shin Megami Tensei series, Jack Frost. These correspond to the first two DLC characters announced, Super Mario's Piranha Plant and Joker, and have purportedly been part of the game's files since launch.
That's where I was confused because I didn't know Piranha Plant and Paku. Like, I'm looking at the code names. If you look at the article, I'm looking at Paku. I'm like, how does that even correlate? But again, I wasn't I wasn't even thinking Japanese, so that totally makes sense.
Yeah. So what I really wanted to take from this, and then there's also rumors about the Doom guy from the Doom series, like the shooter from the Doom series.
Okay. That would be. Yeah. I mean, I honestly I can't even make sense of a Dragon Quest character being in Smash Brothers, but then again, I couldn't make sense of a Joker of Persona 5 character being in Smash. It just didn't. It didn't fit. It didn't make sense to me, but I mean, it's Smash, so I guess
really,
it really didn't. It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, I figured maybe you would get like something like the Rabbids in there, something more kind of playful, something kind of a little, I don't know, something to that effect. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, okay. I mean, I see what you mean, but when, in my mind, a third of the roster are Fire Emblem characters, and we have Cloud,
right,
and Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles. So I mean, we have some of those sort of vintagely anime RPG characters. So that's kind of why I was thinking maybe Erdrick would be. And like, if you're going to go from somebody from Dragon Quest, that's the one. I mean, he's sort of the most iconic.
Sure.
So.
Okay. And you know what? I wasn't. I have Smash Brothers. I've only played a couple matches still to this day. So I just now remembering it as you're reminding me. Yeah. Okay. It does make sense. It does make sense.
And I mean, to your point, Smash Bros does have a lighter feel than any of the other fighting games out there.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that Smash is kind of known for is blending that, light airiness of Nintendo with also sort of Nintendo's either more mature titles or, sort of their more serious stuff. Right. Yeah. And I think going with Dragon Quest as a franchise that has sort of been known for being on Nintendo consoles or Nintendo handhelds, I think it has to be there.
Right.
I think it has to be there as much as Final Fantasy has to be there. And we got Cloud from Final Fantasy when Cloud has never appeared on a Nintendo console, so I feel like this is a home run,
Yeah.
This is a home run. This character appeared on the NES and the SNES and the Nintendo Game Boy Color. So, because Dragon Quest 3 was on all of those platforms.
The Joker would be another character that's not in any Nintendo platform. So there are a few of those. Yet. Oh, please don't do that to me.
All right, let's head over to rpgsite.net and talk about an announcement that to me dropped out of the bright blue sky, way out of left field. I did not see this coming. But that is that Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen launches in April on Nintendo Switch. So it's coming over. They're bringing, I guess the most complete version of the game, and they're bringing that over to Switch, porting it over, and it's it's coming in April. So for a $30 price tag. Do either of you guys have any experience with Dragon's Dogma? I haven't played it, but I have always sort of looked at it at a distance. Like, I know that would be something I'd be interested in.
I'm in the same boat. I think it's something that's right up my alley. So I definitely am going to give it a good hard look when it does come out to the Switch. I'm like I've said before, action RPGs. I guess I shouldn't say that action RPGs aren't up my alley. I'm just really picky about them, but I think that this one is done really well. So I'm very interested in it and when it drops.
I was actually going to bring that up. Well, you said that you were kind of thinking you might like it, but you were saying that action RPGs are really...
I'm picky. I'm picky. I gave it more thought. I'm picky. I can't really put it into words. There's just some that I play, I'm like, I'm not feeling this at all.
Now, what is it about action RPGs that you just like? What breaks it for you?
If it doesn't seem, I guess if it doesn't seem semi-realistic, I'm just kind of normally out. Or the other spectrum is if it's pretty arcadey, then I'm okay with it. But if it's anywhere in that middle ground,
well, Corey, I mean, it sounds to me like you just don't like mediocre games. Like that's really what it sounds like. Because like if it's a good battle system, I feel like you're
yeah.
So I think it's just like you said, if it's like maybe airy and
floaty,
for example, floaty's good.
Yeah, if the hits don't feel like they're hitting, if the sword doesn't feel like it's heavy, I think The Witcher 3 does action RPGs really perfect. That would be like my pinnacle for action RPGs, as well as something like Diablo. They just really done well.
I guess when I was playing action RPGs is when they were pioneering it. And so I feel like I can't think off the top of my head. I just remember playing a lot of early action RPG games and just not feeling it. I'm like, just give me the turn base. And now fast forward to now, and there's a lot of games I play when I hit those sticks. I'm like, okay, this feels good. This feels right.
I mean, if you were to play, for example, like Skyrim or something like that, and can play it as like a third person or first person, even like as an action RPG, I guess the combat is not there at all. It's probably the worst aspect of either of those games, and but I can overlook that. I can overlook it, and I'm okay with that. But like I said, the combat is, again, it feels like light, airy, floaty, all those words.
I'm going to do some homework, and I'm going to give some titles that I played in the past of what I don't like.
Okay, and we'll see if we can correlate.
Yeah. We'll get to the bottom of it. But have you played this game overall?
I have not played this game, but like Phil had said, and kind of, I think we're all in the same boat that this is definitely something that we're all kind of interested in. It looks cool. The setting looks interesting. Definitely gonna think about this one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one of my best buddies played it, and he was into it. He said that there were some things about it that were kind of janky, but look, I'll take some of that if like the core is good, if the gameplay, the moment to moment is good.
And hopefully with this being like, it seems like this is like the final remastered. Like, I guess they've had some previous remasters, but this seems like it has all the DLC, so hopefully they've polished a lot of that out.
You would think, right?
Yes.
Indeed. All right, from one action RPG to another, this one a little bit different. Heading over to gamespace.com, we've got the announcement of a new side-scrolling action RPG called Dark Devotion. It's coming to PS4, PC, and Nintendo Switch, so we love that. Have either of you guys gotten a chance to look at this game?
I did. And it looks like it looks like a Salt and Sanctuary-esque type game, but almost like a boss rush type of thing.
Yeah.
Now I did play Salt and Sanctuary, I didn't do so good.
Did you?
No,
Did it
I
play you?
It played me like a fiddle.
Great video.
Oh man.
Poor gameplay.
So what I was saying is that it's probably, oh man, I don't know if it's just it was hard going back to Salt and Sanctuary, or if it's just I'm not that good at the game. It could
Well,
be
one
it
of the
could be
one
both.
of the side notes or the keynotes of this is white knuckle boss battles. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean visually it looks really interesting. It looks almost
I agree.
Castlevania-esque,
Exactly. That's
which
what I
is
was gonna
which is
definitely
really
getting a lot.
really cool. It's just I don't again I'm comparing it to Salt and Sanctuary because that's really the only side scrolling kind of boss. It's not a boss rush game, but it's really the only thing I can really compare it to. And I think when you're looking at dodging and all that stuff via side scrolling, you don't get that third dimension. It makes it a little difficult for me, anyways. And I think that was a lot of what my problem was playing that game is there was no third dimension, and I just kept getting hit no matter when I dodged, and I just couldn't get that timing down. And I don't know, I just couldn't do it.
That's called getting good.
Listen. I played the Dark Souls a lot. Okay.
Yeah, the aesthetic of this game I think is one of my most anticipated things. The look of it, the style of pixelation that it is, I think is gorgeous, and the sort of the setting, the mood, it looks great. It looks great, and yeah, to what Corey's saying, it does look like it's bringing the punishment. So maybe there's an easy mode, Gio.
I mean, with like Celeste, maybe. I mean, that seems to be a trend with a lot of modern.
There you go.
You get you those extra jumps.
Oh man!
If this could
child
be
mode.
if this could be the Celeste of side-scrolling action RPGs, I would be very, very pleased.
Yeah, it's got the color palette of Darkest Dungeon with Castlevania overtones. It looks really interesting. I just feel like I will be really terrible at it. So I'm not playing it.
From one side-scrolling RPG to another, heading over to Engadget, we have that coming to Switch Online. Is that this month?
Yes.
This month? Yes.
I think it's the 16th. I think it's when they drop.
16th of January. Everybody's favorite Zelda game. Zelda 2: Adventure of Link.
Well, I wouldn't say everybody's favorite, but it's really the
one that really established everything that the series would become.
Right, exactly. It's the one true and one and only RPG.
Between this and Breath of the Wild, those are the only two RPGs in the series.
Oh, it's fact.
It's more like
no,
fiction.
but for real, this quite truly is I would say a very different Zelda experience. If you are used to sort of the more classic top-down Zelda, this is side-scrolling, and it is an action RPG. Like Gio said, this is sort of widely considered the only RPG of the Zelda franchise. And Corey, I believe before the show you said are you excited about this being added to Switch Online?
Absolutely, both of these games are Zelda 2 and Blastmaster. So a little backstory: my first actual console was a Super NES, so a lot of the titles I didn't have. So I'm really loving that they're like with the online that you're getting all these NES titles, and I'm actually getting to play them. And they're adding the versions where you can kind of skip ahead to the boss battles too. I think that's awesome too, just to kind of get you a taste of what the final battles are like. But so yeah, both of these titles I'm really excited about.
I don't see myself playing them. Either one. I've played it so long ago, unless it's got some really different feature, that has been added from long ago. I don't know. I don't. Again, I've played it.
It's the deluxe edition.
The deluxe definitive edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've played it when it came out. I'm old. But yeah, you know what? Going back on what you said about Breath of the Wild. Okay. I had a tabletop event I went to essentially just my buddies. We get together, play tabletop games. And we were at a different location because a lot of people couldn't make it. So we just decided to go to someone else's house. We played very different games. We played, is it Mini Boss Dungeon or something to that effect? Game of Thrones, kind of like short mini tabletop games. And one of my friends that usually plays, his brother came and joined us, and he's really into RPGs and all that stuff, and he brought up Breath of the Wild as an RPG, and he and I had an intense conversation. Intense, meaning it lasted until 1 o'clock in the morning, about it. And I may be going to the dark side on this.
Ooh, breaking news.
I may be going to the dark side on this. I have to discuss a little more with him, and then maybe he'll convince me, or maybe you guys can convince me. But that's, I think, a topic for a different day, because I think we've almost killed that one to death about Breath of the Wild being an RPG. But yeah, it's almost. So
you're saying there's a chance.
And then not only Breath of the Wild was discussed, but Madden was discussed. Okay? Because I brought up you clowns, okay, that talk about Madden being an RPG. And he almost had me convinced. No, I don't know what he slipped into my drink. Okay.
I don't know either.
It was definitely bottled. It was definitely bottled. I don't know if he knows magic like David Blaine and he did something to it. But
I think that magic is called common sense.
Oh.
Just a heavy dose of it.
No, it was definitely like Poland Spring or something like that. It wasn't common sense water. But he did, again, I was there for a long time after the group disbanded. It was just him and I and his brother just talking about Madden and Breath of the Wild. I want to say it was like 2 or 3 hours of this. And I think he broke me.
A few more sessions, and it sounds like you'll finally see the light.
So,
2 more weeks, that's all it's going to take.
I'll have a dissertation about it.
By Super Bowl, you're going to be all in.
Only if the Patriots are in it. But
oh yeah,
we'll wait for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry I sidetracked you guys, but I felt that it was important that I discussed.
No, that's wonderful news.
It's a big breakthrough for me. It's a big breakthrough, and I hope that Matt, Super Games Bros, is listening. Okay, because he and
somebody please clip this and put it on Twitter.
He and I have had this since he was on the show as a guest, and he brought this into my life, and I hate him for it, but that's okay. It's raining down on me,
This is what growth feels like.
Feels good, doesn't it?
I hate it.
Sometimes,
I don't like it.
Hurts.
Growing pains hurt. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Soon, Geo, everything will be an RPG.
Oh, jeez. Don't do that to me. I can't handle it.
All right, let's go from playing RPGs to making RPGs. Man, my transitions have been great this episode. What the heck?
And it's your last one. You finally freaking got it right.
Also, that was the greatest departure gift anybody could have given me.
What's that?
The admission that Breath of the Wild and Madden possibly are RPGs.
Oh man,
thank you for that. All right, so over to Siliconera. We've got some updates about RPG Maker MV Trinity. I've actually got 2 separate articles here, one from Siliconera and the other from DualShockers. The first one from Siliconera announces that RPG Maker MV Player is coming to Switch on January 10th. We are recording this live on January 9th.
In Japan.
It'll be, well, no, in Japan, yes. I was going to get to that, but yes, it's in Japan. So you're listening to this on the 11th, yeah. So in Japan, this will come out on the 10th. It is confirmed that it will be coming later. That is what the DualShockers article is for, is because apparently there has been some quote unquote ongoing issues with development for this version of the game. And so that is possibly delaying it for its Western release. It was supposed to come to the West in February, I believe, February 26th.
Okay.
And now it just has the general 2019 tag. So that's a little disheartening for anyone. But the RPG Maker MV player would allow people to search and download and play games made from RPG Maker MV. So,
Now,
there you
I hope that it's not an issue with the Switch holding this all up.
I don't think.
And then them wanting to release everything at the same time, so it's just kind of like delaying everything altogether. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a localization issue, which I hope that's really what it is, and it's not like a Switch issue.
This doesn't sound like it's just a Switch. I have a feeling that if it was, and they would do what they do with a lot of titles and just do Xbox and PS4, release it there, and then do the Switch later. I don't think they would have had a problem doing that at all. It has to be, like you said, something with localization or something. It's localization sounds the most logical because it is releasing in Japan tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it sounds like getting on the console isn't necessarily an issue at all. Yeah, because it's basically out. So
Yeah, pretty much. So definitely sounds like localization. Now, I've never played an RPG Maker game. I wouldn't even know what to do in an RPG Maker game, but I do know that there are a lot of people that enjoy the RPG Maker series. So stinks. They gotta wait.
I would say if you've never played them, they're kind of known for having games of varying degrees of quality.
Okay.
Because this is just regular Joes making games. I mean, also
Okay,
have,
gotcha.
so devs come in and do a project on there, but it like the community loves it because even if it's just a game made by somebody in their bedroom for a year, like there's a lot of heart. There's a lot of heart in those games, and sometimes it's cool to see what people put together. Once again, varying degrees of quality, but sometimes you get some really great gems.
Mm-hmm.
If you've not gone and watched a playthrough or played To the Moon on Steam, that game looks absolutely incredible and plays incredible and has like a really good narrative, and that was an RPG Maker game. So
So it
you never know
started
what you can get with these things.
That's interesting. That's interesting that it had that effect where it came out to be just a game on its own. That's awesome.
Well, because I think a lot of these games sort of get a bad rap when they use like the assets that come with the game. Now, I know if you're making these things on PC, you can take sort of the engine of RPG Maker and import your own assets, and I have no idea how that's going to work on the Switch. So I don't know if you're locked down to their assets. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. Well, that's going to wrap up the news this week, and we completed our challenge. It was less than an hour long.
Boom.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So let's move on and talk about what we've been playing this week. Gio, what have you been up to?
I've been playing the Diablo game. I've been playing Animus. Animus is kind of, I don't want to call it Dark Souls-esque because it has the mechanics where, it's a third person, there's a dodge mechanic, stamina mechanic, but it's just you're facing bosses. So it's almost like a boss rush. Again, that style of game. And a lot of people have commented that it's more like a Monster Hunter game. I've never played a Monster Hunter game, but you use like the bosses. They drop armor components, weapon components, and you kind of make your armor better, things of that nature. And there's some farming that you need to do to get different equipment. You can upgrade your original equipment on different grade statuses, so you can start off with a D quality, then you can work your way up to an S plus. So it does have some familiar terms when you're talking about Dark Souls. I've also been playing, like I said, Diablo. That's kind of a mainstay for me. But I've also been playing Tales of Vesperia. Now, this is my first time ever playing Tales of Vesperia, and I didn't know what to expect. I expected, it's a JRPG. I expected a lot of dialogue and whatnot, but it's a lot of dialogue. Man, there's like the entire thing is really there's very little fighting, and I wish there was more of that. That's just a me thing. It's not that when I'm doing the fight, it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just I wish there was more of it. But the storytelling is absolutely phenomenal. It looks great, runs great, other than I did have one issue. The game kind of froze on me, but again, that's to be expected when playing a review copy that hasn't been patched. But I'm really having a good time with it. Because I'm kind of recording it, I can only play when I'm recording it, so I can't be playing in my bedroom, playing the game when I want to be. I just want to have I guess I could do like a second playthrough, but I just don't want to do everything all over again. But I would be having a really tough time if I wasn't recording it, putting that game down, because it's really good. It really is good. And I have it for the 360. I kind of got it recently, and I was gonna play it, and then they announced it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not playing this now. So I just kind of I've been waiting. So and I'm having a fantastic time with it. Fantastic.
That's awesome. I am going to be picking that up on Friday. I'm really excited. It's probably what I'm going to be playing this weekend. But I completed Golf Story.
Oh yeah.
So we rolled creds.
Roll creds.
Roll creds.
Hashtag roll creds.
Finish it up.
And then I worked a little bit in Red Dead.
Oh man,
I still pumped the story through. I'm just going blinder stories, knocking them out. Still got a little bit of ways to go in that. I'm about halfway through on that. And then did some side stuff in Octopath.
Oh, okay.
I haven't picked up Octopath in like 2 months, and I'm just like, oh, I forgot how much I freaking love that game, Geo. So I've been doing some of the side dungeons and stuff like that, and yeah.
It's still.
It was good. It was good. It feels good when you roll crits on a game.
It does.
You just feel just sitting there, just let it go.
Yeah. And I remember my earlier days. I never completed games. I could never. I was just, I don't know, never good enough, I guess. But nowadays, I want to say their games are easier now. They're more attainable.
I look out for games. Like if I'm like, oh, sometimes they're like, oh, it's only 20 hours. I'm like, hey, 20 hours. All right.
That's my speed.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I personally love that 10 to 15.
That's your speed there. I do like the longer games.
I do too.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Yeah, I'm like, I love 10 to 15 hour games, and that's why JRPGs are my favorite genre, right?
Yeah, no, I like all of them. They're just long. They are so long. Most of them, anyways. At least a good 60 hours. You're putting into them. Never mind like Xenoblade. I put in almost 200 hours in that game. It's crazy.
Let me tell you what, I'm still shook by the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like I
feel like that's
game.
not. Maybe it's because people don't want to spoil it or whatever. I feel like that's not talked about, like the ending of that game. And I don't know if I'm okay to talk about it now. I mean, it has been a while, but I don't know.
I still feel like there might be a lot of people out there that haven't played it,
or are in the process of playing it.
Yeah.
But man, that ending it ties. Okay, I can't do it.
but the way that they sort of tied 1 into 2 was great, and I will just say, I mean, chapter 10 when it began, and it was. There's very few times that I could say this and say it sincerely. It was absolutely jaw-dropping.
Yeah.
Because it was like this.
It took you out like
sort of shift,
a different perspective on that.
Yes, and that's all I'm going to say, because that is a tasty teaser for anyone who hasn't gotten that far. Chapter 10 gets bonkers.
We're talking about chapter 10 in Xenoblade Chronicles.
Still talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Okay, so anyway, what I've been playing this week. Two games consistently. One, because I'm still. Well, I thought I had it right here beside me. Oh yeah, I do. Because I'm still loving this guy.
The 3DS.
Yeah, I've got Dragon Quest 9 because I gave you my sort of Christmas gift list the other day, and Dragon Quest 9 was on there. And I really, really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I really like it. And I haven't played much of the Dragon Quest series, but since most of them are on the DS, I could, in theory, sort of catch up on the Dragon Quest series by sort of going the route of the DS games and play on the 3DS,
Right.
which I love that you can do that. So I've been playing Dragon Quest 9 a pretty good bit. I'm still fairly early in that. And then I have been double dipping with Dragon Quest, and I've also been playing Dragon Quest 11 again because I got that, I think the day that it released, and other things just came up and I was never able to play it. But I'm back in the game, guys.
Nice.
And Dragon Quest 11 is great. It's great. If you love Dragon Quest, like Dragon Quest 11 is fantastic. And I guess I didn't really appreciate this enough whenever it came out, because once again, I was so brand new to Dragon Quest when Dragon Quest 11 came out. But the jump between the graphics of Dragon Quest 9 and Dragon Quest 11 are astounding.
Really?
Yeah, because Dragon Quest 9 is still spritesy. I don't know, is that just for the DS version, or was it on other consoles and they were better? I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
That is a question for all of the Dragon Quest listeners out there.
Sure.
Tweet at me, please. At Philip99, tweet at me, because I would like to know, where was it like more 3D on other consoles?
Yeah, when did it get to that point?
Yeah, because
I think there was a PlayStation 2 or 3 version of a Dragon Quest game that I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. That was more 3D-esque.
Well, yeah, but I mean, because like the cutscenes. Number one, the cutscenes are like animated, but then the sort of like the major cutscenes are like animated. The minor cutscenes do have 3D models, but I mean it is very cartoony.
Okay,
it is very like too big head. Like the heads look a little too big. I mean, it's very cartoony. And then when you're running around the world, I think it's just a sprite. I think it's a good-looking sprite, but I think it's just a sprite just running around the world. So the jump between 9 and 11 is just breathtaking. Like, it is just crazy. Because I mean, 10 was an MMO, so like you can't really count that.
Now
that is like
the one I was thinking about. It's Dragon Quest: The Journey of the Cursed King. It's for PlayStation 2, and it's a 3-dimensional Dragon Quest. That's the one I remember watching people play. I never played that myself.
Is that a numbered one?
I don't think so. I'm doing a little research, as they say, aka Google.
Journey of the Cursed King was 8.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, I'm playing 9. Yeah, so those are the two things I've been playing. I don't think I've been playing anything else.
Now, what else for RPGs, what else were you able to get for that 3DS system that you have there?
Okay, so it was Dragon Quest 9, it was Final Fantasy 3, the original Final Fantasy. It was Shin Megami Tensei 4.
No Bravely games? Or you're not into?
Well, see, I already have Bravely Default.
Oh, okay.
I do need to go back and finish that now that I can comfortably hold my 3DS. I promise this grip company. I haven't said their name. This grip company is not sponsoring us, but I mean, it also comfortably holds the 3DS.
I just remembered a news article that I forgot about.
Oh, jeez. Well, you got to wait, because I got a recommendation for Phil to play. It's called Children of Mana. It's part of the Mana series. Okay.
I saw that too, and I almost told people to get it for me, but I wasn't sure if it was any good.
It is good. It is good.
Wow.
look up some videos, see if it's something that you're into, because it is a little different. It's kind of got a 4-player type of action. It's a little different. It's not your regular Mana game, so take a look at it.
Okay.
Children of Mana.
Original Xenoblade Chronicles.
Okay. Yeah.
Tales of the Abyss.
Quite a bit.
And that might have been it. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was like 6. Yeah.
Chrono Trigger.
No, but I found out that I can get Chrono Trigger on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, you
Like
can.
this is a whole new world.
A whole new world.
And I can hold it
Wow.
comfortably in my hand.
I didn't know Corey could sing bad.
I really can't. Oh.
All right, yeah. So everybody out there, listen, tweet at me your recommendations for 3D, my Nintendo 3DS.
Yes.
I have Children of Mana now. I have
And
that
Chrono
recommendation. And Chrono Trigger. Yeah.
I'd have to look at my collection there, but apparently there's a new article.
Yeah. Breaking news here.
I don't even remember the article, but they confirmed that there's going to be a Bravely. It's official for the Switch.
Oh yeah,
Well, that was a tweet,
yeah.
right?
Was it? I don't know. I remember seeing it and being like,
Oh,
I should put that into the Google Doc.
way
I can't write
it.
to break the news with us. Something. I don't know.
And
I think it was in the I think Gio linked it in the podcast thread on Discord.
I may have. I unfortunately can't look at the Discord thread because the YouTube stream would just go to absolute junk.
That's cool.
So if you wouldn't mind
but-
maybe linking that in somewhere, I could put it in the chat that's going on right now.
Yeah. So anyway, to what Corey's saying, once again, I don't think any of us have a source at the moment, but there was confirmed that there is a Bravely Default 3 that will be coming out at some point. And to me, that gives credence to the fact that, or to the possibility that a Bravely Default collection could be coming as well. I think that would be a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
In anticipation of 3.
Right.
But yeah, I'm all for that. I really liked what I played of Bravely Default, and as Gio reminded me, I need to go back and play more of it.
You should.
I really should. I'm gonna have to start over at this point though because it's been so long.
Oh
so.
boy, that's a really long game, and and apparently I played it wrong because you're supposed to play through it twice, and at that point that's what I was told, and I'm like, at that point ain't happening. It's just I devoted way too much time to that
For like a new game plus.
Yeah,
situation?
sort of deal. Yeah.
That's like every JRPG though.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Supposedly, them.
I mean, yeah, never mind.
He's at a loss for words. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I have a trend of doing that on the podcast. It's not an episode until I get speechless.
Okay.
Thank you for that news update there. All right, now Gio, back over to you. All right,
weather today is cold, windy, coming in from the northeast at 14 miles per
It's
hour.
gonna rain.
It's gonna rain.
Getting the train back on the tracks. Let's head over to the sales and releases this week. As always, brought to you by SwitchList.app. It is the app for all of your Switch needs. You can find every game ever released on the Switch. You can search, you can filter, you can do all of those things.
You can build your own collection. You can build your wish list. You can do so many things.
It's like the eShop, but better. Anyway, and
that's the tagline. It's like the eShop,
yeah,
but better.
And then okay, yeah. So then, as always, releases and sales as brought to you by the newly announced Ben Thompson, who is Meatball Sub on the website.
Yes, he
the big reveal.
Yep.
His name's not Bruce Wayne. Ben Thompson over on SwitchRPG.
I lost $20 on that, by the way.
Dang.
Never do that again.
What'd you go with, Gary?
No, Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
All right, starting with new game releases, we got Double Cross releasing January 10th at $19.99. We've got BQM Block Quest Maker at January 10th, $14.99. That one's gonna win some accolades. Cave Blazers, January 10th at $14.99, and then Momodora
Excuse me?
Reverie Under the Moonlight at January 10th, $14.99. Then finally, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, January 11th, $49.
That's this week, folks.
That is this Friday. It is snuck up on me. Get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it. We need to show that these games work on the Switch because we want more of them.
Mm-hmm.
We want more of them. Trust me, we do.
It runs at a locked frame rate. You can tell. There's, like I said, there's no frame drops. Even during battles, I haven't noticed anything really.
Yeah, that's gonna be physical too. I need to go. I'm gonna pick me up a physical.
Yeah.
I'm getting into the physical game, guys.
No,
by the way.
No.
Yes, I'm starting to get all physical.
You're
I'm done with the digital.
You're gonna be like a hoarder, like I am. And there are definitely different collecting styles, and I've discovered what style mine is, and it's definitely hoarder. Meaning I get a new piece, I find an empty spot, it goes there, it never moves. Now I do have some semblance of order, but for the most part, find an empty spot, plop it there, and it's there.
I too am in that category.
You're in that category. I mean, I have friends who collect different things like action dolls and stuff like that, and they are very neat. One of my good friends, he collects He-Man figures and GI Joes and all that stuff. He is so like particular about how he displays his stuff. It makes me sick, and I just want to go through it and just just ruin it. But I could never do that. I would never be invited to his house, and I just can't handle that. But,
well, if that's where you're having the conversations about Madden, we need you to not do that.
No, it's not that place. Not all there. Right. Not
then
there.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay. I have your permission.
And on sale this week, we've got, once again, long list. We're going to cherry pick some of sort of our favorites here. Up at the top, we've got Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion. I haven't played this, but it is 70% off right now.
Wow.
So it's for $11.99, once again, US dollars. That's a pretty significant drop.
That is
so
very
there's that.
Drop.
Blossom Tales Sleeping King is 30% off, down to $10.49. If you haven't picked up Blossom Tales at this point and played it, if you like sort of the more classic Link to the Past style games, you really need to pick up Blossom Tales. It's really a blast. And right now, basically for the price of a Big Mac, you can have this, and it's healthier for you.
Definitely healthier for you.
Other stuff, Cosmic Star Heron, also same price, $10.49. Another really solid classic style RPG. Hey, look, the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD is on sale for $19.49.
Wow, and I still won't buy it.
$19.49 for the Pocket Edition. I think the Royal Edition on PC is cheaper than that, right?
Probably.
Don't fact check me. Let me have this moment.
Adam.
Golf Story for $9.89 right now. That's a 34% drop. That, as Corey can attest, solid RPG. Yeah, and that's a good price. Let's see. Gio mentioned 9 Parchments earlier. If you want to go just check out some I don't know, what was it? Marvel Ultimate Alliance style.
Yeah, like I said, Marvel Ultimate Alliance does it much better. But you know, it just, you can see there's a relationship between the two.
Yeah. And I just referenced Gio having mentioned that earlier. I believe that was before the podcast. I apologize. He did not mention that earlier in the podcast. But anyway, Octopath Traveler is 30% off right now for $41.99.
Saturday Morning RPG. That's something that you played, right?
I did.
As-
It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. Fun and full of referential stuff.
From the 80s, or just
Yeah.
cartoons in general.
Yeah, cartoons. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Severed, 30% off right now. Smoke and Sacrifice is 52% off right now for $11.99. Shining Resonance Refrain is 50% off. Possibly my most controversial review
Ooh.
ever. Valkyria Chronicles is 25% off for $14.99. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is 50% off right now for $29.99.
50%.
So there you go. And that was just share picking, guys. So remember, always go check out SwitchRPG.com for all of your Switch RPG content, as well as updates on news and releases.
Yes.
Lots of great deals. Lots of great deals.
All right, gentlemen. Do you realize what time it is?
We've been doing this for way too long. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here.
yeah. It's half of what we did last week. So, cue the music. It's time for a side quest.
This I don't. Well, Corey, serenade us. Oh man. Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. Wow.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Yes. Do they not have like vocal instructors that down there in Texas?
Mommy made me mash my M&M.
Oh my.
I want Corey to get an auto tune. All right,
Will
Gio,
do.
why don't you let us know what side quest we are venturing on tonight?
Sure. What we're doing is we're going to be listing some of our most anticipated RPGs for the coming year. Some of which may not have a definitive date, but we kind of have an idea that they're being released in 2019. I don't know why I'm moving my hand so much, but that's what we're gonna do.
Because this year's gonna be so big.
It is. I feel like it's gonna be a good year for
It's gonna be a great year
for the Nintendo Switch. Great. It's gonna be a. I like to. I don't like to oversell things.
No, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be an okay. It's gonna be
I'm excited.
okay.
I'm excited about this year in the sense that I feel like we know nothing at this point.
You know nothing.
And so I feel like that means that we have everything to learn. And we could get surprised, we could get shocked, we could get
after Fire Emblem, which again we still don't even know the release date on
we
that.
don't know
There's
when,
for RPGs, there's nothing out there. There has to be something, right?
Oh,
Pokemon.
Well, you got Pokemon, you got
the end of the
SMT5, you have I'm trying to think of some others. There are others. We're just they're question marks.
Okay. Anyway, let's actually start the discussion. So
Okay, I'll let you guys handle it, and I'll just sit back and laugh.
All right, Corey. What is one? Give me one most anticipated. I feel like I know where you're going to go.
Oh, Fire Emblem. That's the one that's what I really, 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 really can't wait for. Because I love tactical RPGs, and this is just going to be awesome.
Hashtag Fire Emblem February.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Heard it here first.
You know what? The way they announced Yoshi, hey, Yoshi's coming out in March. Thank you. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they did that as well. I feel like I would love for that to be handled with a little more care.
Next Monday or Tuesday, they could say, "Hey, by the way, next month, enjoy your Fire Emblem."
Right. But I want more compassion. I want more.
I just want it.
Yeah, I want it too.
I want it now.
That would be nice.
Yeah. And then also, well, we kind of forgot that they're gonna bring over like pretty much all the Final Fantasy except for 8 over. So I am looking forward to I am looking forward to 9 because I played it.
Okay.
It was actually at the time it was the first Final Fantasy game that I completed world credits on. Because a lot of other ones, like I saw my friends beat 7, I was like, yeah, I did everything. I know how it ends. On to the next game. 8, I got to disc 3. That's how far I got. And
Good enough.
9, it was the first one that I rolled credits on. And I can't really remember the game at all. So I'm really excited to play it again.
Okay.
Really excited to play it.
You are so right. Can't wait for Final Fantasy. I am so excited. For some reason, it's just like in my bones right now. I'm so excited about Final Fantasy 7 and sort of being able to have that on the Switch is like a dream right now. I've played, I believe, disc one of Final Fantasy 7, and that is the extent that I know of that game. So that will be sort of a first for me. Final Fantasy 9, I have played 10 minutes of. 10 minutes
That
of Final
that's
Fantasy
such
9.
that I think that's like one of the
I
better
know.
ones too.
Yeah, I know.
you gotta fix that.
It's this sort of glaring thing in my Final Fantasy, list. I think I've played every other game for at least like 10 hours,
Hmm.
and I've played, I know, maybe 10 minutes of 9. So
Well, here if we're doing whatever you call that thing, show and tell. It's not really it. It's going down the rails. Anyway, confessions. Yes. I haven't played Final Fantasy 12, and I have the remaster on PS4. I haven't started yet, and Final Fantasy Tactics is one of my favorite games of all time. Same universe. I just haven't pushed play yet.
kind of.
So,
What did you say?
I
you
like
mean, kinda.
yes, it's the same universe, but like they don't match up at all.
But
it's
it's
nitpick.
all the
No,
stuff's
yeah,
out
yeah.
about. All like when I played Final Fantasy, we're gonna go down a hole. We're gonna
I
go down a
know.
hole.
I know it's Evilise. I know it's Evilise. Yeah. But no, 12 is a quality game.
Oh,
12 is a quality game.
This is perfect.
I honestly think that 12 fits better into gaming now than it did when it came out. And that's a weird thing to say. And I think especially with
You think
the
it was ahead of its
remaster,
time, kind of?
it was.
Yeah.
It was ahead of its time. It was that blend of action and turn-based and how are we going to do this open world? It was pseudo open world before open worlds were a thing. Yeah, I just think that it was so ahead of its time. I think it fits better now. And that remaster, I have gone on record saying I believe that that's the best remaster I've ever experienced.
Well, whenever we get done recording this podcast, I'm going to play the first 10 minutes of it. That way we'll be on par with you on 9 and me on 12.
Yeah, there you go.
I do want to say also with 12, I remember when I first started playing that, I didn't like it at all. But I'm like, this is not Final Fantasy. What is happening here? And
that's something I would have said.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is terrible. And I did not play. I mean, I played more than 10 minutes of it, but I definitely did not finish. It was just not, like you had said, it was ahead of its time essentially. And unfortunately, I didn't put the time that I should have put into it because it's actually a pretty good game from what I've heard.
You live, you learn.
Yeah, I guess so.
It did
I'm a failure.
it did the if then sort of tactics that you would see, Corey, in Dragon Age Origins before Dragon Age Origin. It does those.
It does that?
So yeah.
Okay.
So if the party member's HP is below 30%, cast Cura.
I got
you set all that up, and then you turn them on, and so then your party members can do all those things live. So
Tales of Vesperia,
it's really cool.
Tales of Vesperia does a little bit of that. There's some party management that you have to deal with, and they'll run their cure spells or whatever spells, and you can, as the main protagonist, you can kind of cancel that out or whatever.
I like that feature, but I get really lazy with it.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, it's working.
But I mean, sometimes you can kind of tweak it, and it changes the game. It really does. But yeah, is it my turn yet, guys?
Go, Gio. Give me one.
Well,
give me one.
I've already gotten one. It was Tales of Vesperia. Someone stole Fire Emblem from me. I really can't wait for that game. But Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, I can't wait for that game. I know it's voice casted by the people at Critical Role. I don't know if I know Phil, that you're familiar with. I don't know if Corey's familiar with the people at Critical Role, but they're voiceover artists. They're tremendous at what they do. But not just that, this is probably one of the better adaptations of a tabletop game for the Switch that we will probably see in a while. So I'm really looking forward to Pillars of Eternity. And it's kind of gotten into an area where that developer now is strictly it was bought out by Microsoft. So I'm hoping that it really doesn't go bad for it, and they do keep their word and put that game out on the Switch. So that's one of my games.
Also, going off the Switch titles, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to... Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and also I know that Phil and I are on the same page for the Outer Worlds.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, I think we're all in that boat. So yeah, the Outer Worlds with Obsidian, that game looks like it was made for me. So definitely looking out for that one. But I've taken way too much time. I'll pass the torch over.
So Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah.
It's a series that I have always been so fascinated by. I'll use fascinated. I know that there's such a following for it, and as I've liked the past year and a half with some of these sort of landmark releases like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, I'm so proud to sort of be a part of that, because my entire history of gaming has been like finding things like 2, 5, 10 years after everybody else.
Right.
And so like the past couple years has been so meaningful to me because I've been a part of it. And so like seeing a Shin Megami Tensei game release when they don't release very often, and it's coming to Switch, I think that's really cool. I'm happy to be there for that. I think we're going to get Persona 5.
Oh boy.
And I'm very excited about it. Like, guys, if they actually do announce it for Switch, holy moly.
Yeah.
Because I've been saying it ever since we started this podcast. I've been saying it needs to be on there. If they finally do it, holy moly. And there is their special event in March, and we'll see. We're supposed to get some more information. Some people have been trying to put the dampers on it because they say, the trailer has a Sony logo and everything.
Right,
but
that
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
think that necessarily matters.
No, it definitely doesn't matter.
They got something up their sleeve. So sort of that double atlas there, the Shin Megami and the Persona. Those are mine.
And I would almost guarantee that most of the people that own a PS4 as well as a Switch, they own Persona 5, they would double dip. I feel like they would, anyways. But yeah, that game would print money.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah. It would definitely.
Instant.
Yeah.
Fast money. Corey, go. I feel like you got another one.
Nope.
What?
No? Okay.
What? I have
No.
No, do you have more or no?
I'm kidding. But go ahead.
All right, I'll go. All right, I'll go. So sorry, I don't want to I actually have an article on SwitchRPG.com, and I don't want to miss out on the one game that I really am looking forward to is Decay of Logos.
Oh my god!
It's an indie developer out of Portugal actually, and it's an action RPG. But man, this game has taken so many turns throughout its development. From their initial trailer to what it looks like now, it's night and day. It looks very, very good. The art style reminds me of Breath of the Wild. It looks like it plays like a Witcher, Dark Souls-esque, and you have a companion elk that it doesn't just, from what they say anyways, doesn't just get in the way. He actually is useful. So Decay of Logos is definitely on my list. So
absolutely.
And yeah, like we said, Cyberpunk is up there. Corey, do you have anything, or what are you doing? What are you doing over there? I got more.
Go for it.
All right, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, that should be on everyone's list. When this was announced, absolutely no one was expecting this. This wasn't on any.
Blew my mind. Yeah.
This was on no one's radar. And then the fact that they say it's Switch exclusive, I'm like, yes, because that's a win for Nintendo. And I felt like they've needed something like that. But man, this is gonna be. It's probably, I feel like it's one of the most underrated Switch RPGs that are coming out, and it's an exclusive game, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, nobody. I don't feel like anybody's talking.
No one was talking about that beforehand.
No,
at all.
I remember I was like, oh,
right,
wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of that
yeah.
coming in the near future.
Yep,
we're gonna be like, oh, whoa, I didn't even think about that.
It's gonna be awesome.
Holy guacamole!
Watch that mouth of yours. We're gonna wash it out with soap.
It won't be the first time.
All right, one that I am cautiously hoping, I guess I could call it optimism. Anthem, BioWare. I try to get amped for every BioWare release. I am so concerned. Honestly, I'm so concerned. Just like, what is the state of that game?
Yeah, that was on my list, but
that's a wait and see.
It's a wait and see for me. Like, it's not one that I'm like, oh, day one I'm going out and I'm gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be like Man 20 or anything like that. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's definitely a wait and see, and because the last thing BioWare did was hot garbage.
It's not even so much that. I have faith that BioWare is going to make Anthem into a great game. It's my experience with these type of games, the Destinies and stuff like that. Like, whenever they come out, one, there's going to be bugs. There's going to be. I don't think we're going to be on Fallout 76 level, but there's going to be bugs. And two, the content. You think there's a lot. There's never enough. People blow through it. So I like to give these, let them figure out the balancing and stuff like that. And then by that time, I know. It's kind of, I'm going to approach it like I did Fallout 76. I was like, hey, if everyone's blown away and they're saying, hey, you have to play this game, then yeah, I'll pick it up, play it in December. But guess what? That never happened.
No, it happened for me.
And I am $60 richer.
Oh man, I wish it was just $60 that I spent on that thing. I mean, I'm a Fallout collector, so I have them all, and that helmet was just calling my name, and I got the helmet. Maybe I'll wear it someday, if you're lucky enough. I'll wear
it. No Kingdom Hearts.
Not for me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You are.
Yes, major. Yes.
Yeah.
For major, not for me.
Not for me either, but I can definitely see why. It's just like, yeah.
It looks ugly. I'm sorry. It looks ugly. Is it a PlayStation 2 game that we're looking at there? What's happening?
I saw an interesting perspective the other day on Twitter. Somebody said that they would prefer the Final Fantasy VII remake to be done in a sort of blocky style like Kingdom Hearts 3.
No. No. Wait, what's going on? Somebody really say that?
No, they did. They said that.
What a trash take.
Yeah, instead of like the hyper realistic guy.
No.
I guess to like preserve the blockiness of it.
Then just don't do it. Just don't do it. It doesn't need to be done anyways. That's my opinion.
Listen.
Or just keep it the same.
I would take an upscale, polished how it was.
Yeah.
That's the way I am. I'm like, keep the games how they were. Literally just, make them widescreen, make them HD.
Yeah, format.
I would be totally fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, so one because I liked your choice for Decay of Logos. I like talking not just about sort of these landmark games.
Mm-hmm.
So one that I want to go for, this is sort of very deep dive here, is called Soul Saga. I don't know if it's coming out in 2019, but I hope it is. It has been in development for years by a single guy. You can search Soul Saga on Twitter. If you read up on the development of this game, this man has poured quite literally his entire life into this game. It is this term is thrown around a lot but I truly think that this is a love letter to
Mhm.
classic JRPGs. And I really like the look of it. And, you know, if he can deliver on the heart that he's selling here, I have been so all in. I've been following this game for God, 8, 9, 10 months now. And
Wow.
so like I wish him all the best and I hope that he can get this thing out in 2019. So that would be my Soul Saga.
Soul Saga. I'm surprised no one's mentioned Town by Game
I
Freak.
don't really think I never really think about Town. It's not that I'm not excited about it. It's
Yeah.
just like that always sort of slips my mind.
Yeah, just Game Freak is making another game aside for you know, that's not Pokemon. That's like a huge deal to me.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah, that's definitely something that's that's on my radar as well. Aside from all, you know, you guys want your Final Fantasies. I just want my Pokemons in 2019.
To be fair, I am excited about Pokemon
Okay.
in 2019.
Okay.
I mean, I wound up not picking up Let's Go. I might in the future, but
It's
I kind of want my first Pokemon to be like a mainline Pokemon.
I guess you could go for Pokemon Let's Go. It's definitely not the traditional Pokemon battle system or anything. I feel like it's very geared towards a younger audience.
Yeah.
Because I played it before my son got it for Christmas, from your recommendation, and
You're a mean one.
it is so easy. It is like too easy. You get, if you have Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu. Pikachu gets a certain move that you get. You get it very early. It's called Zippy Zap. It's probably one of the most overpowered moves you get, and you just use that, and it just
Lets you zippy zap through the game.
you zippy. Literally, I'm not even joking. I got that for my son, and he is already almost beaten the game, and he's 5 years old. So I mean, and all he does is zippy zap, zippy zap through the entire game. It is very geared towards smaller kids. But if you were going to get one for the 3DS, I would definitely recommend, X or Y, or even what is the recent ones with the Alolan forms? I forget what those are. The most recent ones for the 3DS, whatever they are, get those. Do it.
Yeah, I mean, I could play a lot of Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. You can get X or Y fairly cheap.
It fits comfortably into my hand.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to exchange information on that too, because I'm interested in that.
Okay, Corey, do you have one you want to throw in right now? No. Okay, Code Vein.
Yes.
Code Vein. Bandai Namco. Who they're putting out. You know. I'm not gonna say Dark Souls. I'm not gonna say that. But if this were like Dark Souls anime,
Yep.
there you go.
Yep.
And I'm there for that. I really am.
Yeah, no, it definitely has the feel of a Dark Souls game. You have a companion, so it's it's got a different mechanic involved, and it's based around vampires and anime. It's got this really cool look to it. That's definitely one that's always been on my list.
And then my final one for me, God Eater 3. It has been sold to me as Monster Hunter with an actual story.
Huh. I mean, I've heard of that game. I hear about it all the time. It's never been something that I was gonna get. So hearing you say that, that's I'm gonna have to look at it now. Now, what's it coming out for? It's probably PC, PlayStation 4.
PlayStation.
Yeah, it's probably something I can't even get. Thanks, Phil.
Not.
I can.
Shut up.
I just,
Oh man, no, I can't even get the game.
Did you have one?
No, I'm out of them.
That's it.
I'm out of them. Yeah.
That's all we're excited about. but just give us the Fire Emblem.
And there could be something that gets announced, and
well, there's a lot of rumors too. I mean, it goes back to our rumors. Like, there's rumors that Bayonetta 3 is going to come out late 2019, stuff like that. Like, there's stuff out there, and it just goes back to we don't know.
Yeah,
like we don't know a lot of what the year's going to have.
Right, and there were rumors of a direct happening possibly this week or maybe next week.
Yeah,
we need a January direct just to have some sort of a roadmap. Some sort of direction as to what they're doing. You know, we have this anticipation that it's just going to be a phenomenal year, but really all we have is, with Shin Megami Tensei, we just have some motion video trailers, nothing gameplay wise at all. Pokemon, you just have the guy talking in front of a camera about Pokemon. We have nothing about that at all as well. So I mean, there's just a lot other than Fire Emblem. There's nothing that we know about.
But Fire Emblem though.
Yeah, Fire Emblem looks really cool.
February, yeah.
It makes sense. Phil.
I really hope we get a direct in the next week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I really do. I think we need it for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumor is the 10th. That's tomorrow. I don't think they're going to shadow drop to direct. Right?
No.
I mean, they'll usually
if it was tomorrow, we'd know about it.
Yeah, the only ones that they've shadow dropped are mini directs. Typically with like a full direct, it's a day in advance they give us anything. But hey, they can do whatever they want. So
sure. Next week sounds good.
Well, I don't care.
Next week sounds great.
Just do it. I want to know. I want to know.
Just do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to do it for episode 36 of the Switch RPG podcast. One more time, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you all for being along for this journey. And I am glad to pass on the torch and the baton over to Gio and Corey. I know they're going to do great things with the show. I feel really good about that. So while I'm sad, I'm also happy about this new chapter in the Switch RPG podcast. And what hasn't changed is the fact that you, wonderful viewers and listeners, are going to continue to be here, continue to support. And once again, we just thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you for always watching and listening and sending questions and and interacting with us on Twitter. You're all amazing. And I'll never forget it. So thank you much for listening for this episode. Remember that you can send us emails by emailing podcast@switchrpg.com. Remember that you can catch the show each and every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
You got it.
PM. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can catch the audio version on Fridays on your favorite podcast app. So go over there and hit us up, subscribe, and leave a review if you'd like. If you like what you hear, then you can head over to patreon.com/SwitchRPG. Throw us $1 or $2 if you can manage it. If not, we totally understand. Like I said, you guys just being here is what matters to us. Until next time, whenever it will be, I'll be out there experiencing my favorite podcast within a podcast. Oldest is Goldest.
I don't know if we can handle that torch, but just to kind of echo what you've said, it's been quite a ride to have you on, and you've been the consummate professional. You always telling me what to do. You verbally abused me behind the scenes, so don't want to get into it. But yes, we've had. Are you crying, Corey? Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's been great, but I do look forward to, like you said, this new chapter in the Switch RPG podcast here with Corey. And just know that, Phil, you are welcome back. No, you're not. Never mind. No, no, you're welcome back anytime. As a guest only, though.
Yeah,
only as a guest.
I fully expect the name of the podcast to change to Switch RPG Podcast : Life with Corey.
Corey's house.
Good luck.
Switch RPG Podcast: The After Years.
The After Years.
The After Years. Anyway, see you, everybody.
Bye bye.
See you next week, Phil.